Good evening, everybody. It's a refreshing day to be a Republican because today the Democrats have revealed themselves for the racists that they are, and I'm just loving it. I've been loving the feeding frenzy, uh, especially since I tend to see myself as like a shark, so I smell blood in the water, and I will go after these Democrats because I hate Democrats. They are so fake and racist that it makes me sick that people actually support them. And it's often minorities that support the Democrats, which makes me even more upset that they were able to con people. But the Democrats are great at painting face. And yeah, I am using that term properly. You see blackface, you see them paint the Republicans as the racists when the Democrats were the ones who founded the KKK. And if you study history, you know that. And you know that they didn't vote for civil rights. They didn't vote for emancipation of the slaves. They are always and have always been the racist party. And they are always the bullies. See how they bully you? They call you names when you are against them. You're racist, xenophobic, blah, 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 blah. And now we're seeing who the true racists and xenophobes are. And it's so refreshing. Yeah, and they pretend to be the races that they're not. You know, Elizabeth Warren trying to be Cherokee, and then she takes a DNA test and finds out she's like 1,000th of a and 24th of a Cherokee. Okay, I'm more Cherokee than she is, I'm sure. And you see a lot of these groups like the NAACP leader that was discovered. She's white and she painted herself black and posed as the leader of NAACP for all these years. And all these people that are discovered, Kamala Harris claiming to be a black American, and she's a very small portion of black. In fact, her mother is Indian, and that's Asian. From India, she's half Asian. So why is she claiming all black? Kamala is even an Indian name. Anyway, so it's a refreshing day. It's been very fun to see the racist Democrats getting just abolished on their own, especially after the abortion crap. They're murderers and they're racists. And I don't know. Part of me feels good. Other part of me feels sick that I know a lot of my friends are waking up that are Democrats. They're waking up that all those years they've been wrong, and that I've been right telling them stuff, and I know they feel sick inside. And that's not really a celebration for me because I don't want my friends to feel that way. I'd rather they choose the right thing and educate themselves. But you know, some people, you can only go so far. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. You know, you can show them all this evidence, and they don't always wake up on that. So, you know, what are you gonna say? But I have a warning for fellow Republicans. We need to not fall asleep in this victory. We need to realize that because Democrats are the way they are, they're very group mentality, group think people. They like to avoid controversy except when they're on the side of the majority where they can really easily brush off controversy. When the Democratic Party falls under the revelation that they're racist murderers, those kinds of people who are insecure and don't like to be part of that kind of group, they're going to quickly run to the Republican Party. So we're going to get an influx of Democrat immigrants into our party. And I don't mean immigrants in terms of race. I mean immigrants meaning they're migrating from the Democratic Party to ours because they don't want to be labeled racists anymore now that they've been revealed. And they're going to take on the mantle of Republican while their views are still very leftist and Democrat. And so we need to be very aware of that. So if you're a Republican and you have family and friends that have always backed you up against the wall and bullied you and called you racist and all this stuff, and now all of a sudden they're claiming Republican, remember them. Remember that. Unless they're sincere in their transition, you'll know by their views. If they still support choice when it comes to murder and abortion, which are the same thing, you know they're not a Republican. They're rhinos. And so we have our biggest difficulty right now that the Republicans have really exposed the Democrats in a lot of ways, that we watch out for the demon coming to possess us and be aware of that. because Democrats are about democracy, mob rule, and the dummies who don't understand what mob means are going to think mafia. No, mob means the unwashed masses, the uneducated large number of people who don't really think. They go by groupthink. The group does this, so I'm going to do it. It's peer pressure instead of thinking for yourself and being a leader, uh, and being educated. You're easily influenced like a slave. You don't even realize it. That's the Democrats. They're mob rule. They're the masses. They're the majority rule, where you have the largest number of people in a group, and so they win that way. Strength in numbers instead of strength of individuality, like conservatives are. We're very strong within ourselves, very innovative, very freestanding, free-thinking people. And that's what sets us apart from the Democrats. So we have to be very careful that we watch who's entering the Republican Party and scrutinize their views and call them out, as Republicans have always done. Whenever we find Republicans that are not Republican in their philosophy, we call them out and we don't agree with them. And Democrats in history have criticized for that. We're not a united party. No, we are people of principle. And so we'll stand by those principles. Even if you claim to be on our side, we'll discover you and we'll oust you. Right? So this is what we always need to be wary of. Always be alert. Always be awake, even though we won. Now, today, economically, we had a great job creation number that came out. Now that the government has not been shut down, it's opened up again and we're getting reporting again. So the Federal Reserve and the president are touting the numbers, but the reality of it is they cannot manipulate the markets anymore. Now, I used to believe that we were going to go into depression first, and then they were going to hyperinflate the currency to try to get us out of it. But it looks like we may already have been in the depression for a while, and they can no longer, jerry-rig the numbers and jawbone the markets up. So they, you had the Fed come out and pretty much say they're not going to be able to raise rates anymore. That remains to be seen still, but I think that they're going to go into a inflationary, dovish posture now. So I'm glad I invested in oil because, man, that oil has just been shooting up. It did it back in December when I invested in it, and I took some profits, and oil dropped a little bit. And then on the drop, I bought some more because I know oil is a political tool. And even though we're going into depression and the demand for oil may be dropping, there's always a reason why they will raise oil prices, especially in a state like California where I live, where the Democrats want to tax oil. When they tax oil and oil goes up in price, guess what? Your taxes go up too. So the Democrats make money off of your taxes. So there again, Democrats again, but they have no incentive to make oil drop. So instead of complaining about oil prices going up, you should align yourself with oil prices so that when they go up, your money goes up as well. And that's what I have done. So I always know, as a former commodities specialist, I've always watched oil, and oil to me is always good. There's a floor to it. It's about $50 a barrel, 50, about there. And when I saw it go down there, I bought more, and sure enough, the Venezuela issue, Middle East issues, the petrodollar issues, those are all making the oil price go up. Now, do I want to stay in oil a long time? No, I don't know what the future holds. So I'm probably going to start pairing my position and taking profits, locking that in and rolling it into gold and silver. But if the Fed becomes accommodative and dovish and they start printing money, like I think they are already because of China already quantitatively eased and kind of is forcing the Fed's hand, you're going to see commodity prices go up. And it may not be across the board. It may be specific commodities more than others. Mostly those that we really, really need, like the monetary commodities and the energy commodities and the food commodities. But industrial commodities may not do as well because of the depressionary factors of the global economy. We are still in a depression, folks. I'm telling you, because everybody has used credit to buy things that they can't afford, and now the bill is coming due. That's going to cut, and that's across the board. That's government people, corporate people, employees, consumers, everybody's in debt, students. So that is going to stop a lot of economic activity. Your necessities are where things are going to still grow. So uh, I still invest in precious metals, and those have done very well for me. Oil has done very well for me, but I'm going to probably pare that a little bit. And your food, we're in a grand solar minimum, so that means that the sun is dimming. It is a mini ice age, and the global warming people have conned you into believing it's going to get hotter. Well, no, the sun is going silent, and there's nothing that carbon dioxide or mankind can do about that. And guess what? The dumb global warming people who want to tax your carbon are now trying to prevent heat from the earth from heating up. So what are they doing? They're spraying chemicals in the air to screen out the sun. So at a time when the sun is getting quiet and going dark, it's going to get cold here on this planet. You're going to have a lot more storms, a lot more rain, a lot more flooding, a lot more hurricanes, a lot more things like that, and therefore crop destruction, whether it's through drought or overwatering or cold temperatures or what. You're going to see a lot less food out there. So the food prices are going to go up, and agriculture is going to go up. And that's why I am slowly, agriculture prices don't go up as fast as the others yet, but I am slowly starting to add to my agriculture positions. And that's where I am. And I'm shorting the banks because at times like this, when they're inflating the currency and quantitatively easing, most likely the banks are in a very bad position. So you're going to see some insolvency. So they're trying to provide liquidity into the markets because we're probably already in a illiquid liquidity crisis where people can't get access to cash. So they're going to flood it into the marketplaces. So that's my quick video. I'm at 12 minutes. I don't want to go too far over because my last video was 40 minutes. I want to keep them palatable and easy to consume. So I'm trying to keep it under 15 minutes. So I will follow up with a video probably later on, tomorrow, or maybe even sometime next week, should things change. But that's where I stand on the issues. It's a good day to be a Republican, and it's a good day to start preparing for the future. So start buying yourself food and water just in case things go off a deep end there and we're not prepared for it. So anyway, if you like this content, please subscribe. Hit that red subscribe rectangular button on the bottom here underneath this video, and smash that gray bell notification button so that there's the parentheses around it so that you get a notification every time I make a new video. Like it so that I increase my viewership when people come and see, and most importantly, share my video to those who you think would benefit from this information. And I appreciate all your support. I have donation information in my description below. All those who donated cryptocurrencies to me, I greatly appreciate that. And all of you who support me by watching these videos, I also greatly appreciate that. And may everything that I talk about benefit you in some way. Again, I talk about financial and investment stuff, but it's not advice. I am not giving any form of advice in these videos. It's mostly for entertainment and motivational purposes so that you can go educate yourself on how to do those things. So any choices you make that result in a gain or a loss are all on you. If you want to take me to lunch because you made a windfall, great, I welcome it. You want to send me Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum Classic, any form of cryptocurrency. If there's a cryptocurrency you want to send me and I don't have a link down below for you to send it to me, just direct message me or comment in the bottom and let me know that, and we will get in contact. I'll give you my email address. We can get in contact, and I can generate a donation address link for you to send me whatever cryptocurrency that you would like to donate to me, and I would greatly appreciate that. So anyway, God love you all, and I wish you a great week. And again, Republicans, wake up, stay awake, watch these Democrats and watch the people around you so that we can maintain our liberties and our republic and make America great again as it has been in the past. before the Democrats destroyed it. Take care.